Okay, to get the list of instances into an Excel table, it's actually pretty easy to do. So I'm going to open up, see, I already do. I have a file here, a couple of different files that we can reference that do have some family tables. So I've opened the generic of this model right here, and we're going to want to use a function called list instances. And what this will do is this could take the active model or a model that's in session. You can also wildcard that or a table as an input and simply write that data to a table, and it's going to write it out with all the information that we need. Another nice thing about this is that you can also filter by names if you want to also. So we'll give a quick example of that. Um, in order to write to a table, I'm going to create an empty table using nitrocell, and we'll call this inst list, and we'll put it on wow tab just so we have a new tab. And this is going to be the table that we're going to write to. So if I run this right now, it's going to connect to Creo and pull out all of the instances that are in this model that you see right here. So if we come to the family table and we look, sure enough, we have our all of the instances that are out there. And of course, we have our generic instance in there too. So we've got all of our models here, and let's go and try to filter that. So if I wanted to just say I'm interested in anything that has just a 1 in it, you'll notice that it cleared the table and then wrote back all the matches that have 1 in them. So that's actually pretty handy. So let me quit window, and I want to open up my other screw file, and it's this one here. And this is basically just a copy of the other one, except there are some instances in it that have that are nested family tables. So in this particular case, I'm gonna basically pull all of the parts that are in memory. So if we double check ourselves, we've got our 2 parts in memory, and I'm going to just leave this wildcard that's here, and we're just going to run this. So it's going to scan everything that's in memory and write that out. So as you can see, we've got 2 generic models listed with their various instance matches being reported. Another nice thing that you can do is to actually refer to this as table information. So if we do an insert, I'm going to just create a new quick table here, item name. And let's say that we want screw.prt and also screw nested.prt. And I'm going to create a table of that by doing a control T and use the first row as headers. And we'll call this table my table. And all we're doing here is we're just demonstrating that you can actually use a table reference for this. So we're going to say my table, and I'm going to change this to, let's say, anything with a 2 in it, and run. And now what this has done is it's used that table that we created here as an input reference, and it started to pull anything that has a 2 in it based on each match that it's found that has found within that table. We can also be very generic with this and say any PRT file that's in session that has a family table. So we'll say delete rows here, and if we run that again, you should see that we, in fact, are getting the same results because we only have 2 models in session, but it's still using a wildcard on the table input for that.